Right. So as I did say, I'm going to demonstrate the remaining objectives of module 4 just by going through the steps involved, completing assignment 4. So if we'll go back to modules, scroll down to module 4. Where is it? Right here. And of course, assignment 4. And so it reads, your task in this assignment is to create a spreadsheet for the dynamic investment club. So this is an investment club. They kind of buy shares and hope to make some profits from the shares. So the club has invested in different shares. Your spreadsheet should depict or display or show the number of different shares, the initial price per share, the initial cost, the current price per share, the current value, the gain loss, the percent gain loss. So it says download the Dynamic Investment Club portfolio data file. So if you click on this, you gain access to the data file. Let me see this. So that's what your data file is going to look like once you click on that link. So the task is using this data to create a spreadsheet for this investment club. And this is the sample right here. So download the data investment club, download the Dynamic Investment Club data file and the Dynamic Investment Club sample file. This is what the sample looks like, okay? So for this assignment, we're going from this raw data to this completed spreadsheet. And if you go back to the question, it kind of gives you formulas. Use the formulas below. Current value is number of shares times current price per share. Gain loss is current value minus initial cost. Percent gain loss is gain loss by divided by initial cost. And then, of course, it says you'll have to format it to percentage and then apply conditional formatting to the column for percent gain loss such that any percent gain loss which is less than 0 will be highlighted with a pink color, okay? So going from this data file to the completed spreadsheet, of course, we start by pulling up a blank spreadsheet. So I'll go ahead and pull up Excel. And if we look at the, is it up there? Not yet. What is it doing? Hello, 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 hello. New share. So that's our blank spreadsheet. If we go back to the sample, you realize that the dynamic, right here, Dynamic Investment Club is the title or the heading. So we copy that and paste it in cell A1. This, of course, this should be A, B, C. These are columns A, B, C. So I'll go to cell A1, paste my Dynamic Investment Club as the title. Returning to the sample portfolio will be the subtitle. That will go to cell A2, okay? A2. And then in A3, again, looking at the sample, we have stock. That goes to into cell A3. And then back to the sample, symbol will be in cell B3. Okay. So symbol, this is B1, B2, B3. And then what comes after symbol, we have date acquired. Okay, copy. Data acquired will be in cell C3. Okay, so what we're essentially doing is typing all of this data in the data file into a spreadsheet. By the time you're done doing that, you should have something like this. So what we have here is just the data within our spreadsheet. Okay, so now we can proceed with the expected spreadsheet. So current price per share is the last entry we have here. This is current price per share. Now, if we go to the sample, what comes next is the current value, gain loss, and percent gain loss. So I'll go back to my working sheet. This will be current value. Next will be gain loss. Okay. And then the last is the percent gain loss. Percent gain loss. Right there. So how do we go about determining the current value, the gain loss, and the percent gain loss? The formulas for this have been stated stated in the question. If we go back to Canvas and read the question, it says use the formulas below. Current value, number of shares times current price per share. So I'll go back to my spreadsheet. This is current value. I want to determine the current value, and it says it's number of shares. This is the number of shares times what is it? Current price per share. This is the current price per share. So what do you do when you want to perform a calculation? What do I do next? What do I do next? I want to determine the current value, and it's deduced or determined by multiplying the number of shares with the current value. And I want that displayed in cell H4. What do I do next? I want to multiply 440 by 82.99. And I want the output or the result displayed in cell H4. What do I do next? Sorry about that. Equal sign. Equal sign.
You say you have 440?
Yeah.
That would mean,
Asterisk for multiplication. Where's the asterisk? Right here. And that. So at this stage, you want to double check with the sample and make sure that you're on the right track. So we have 365 or 36515.6. So we'll go to the sample and we're looking at the current value right there. So that tells us we're on the right track. We did the right thing, okay? And since it's a similar computation, instead of having to repeat that here, I'm simply going to use my fill handle. Done. And then move next to the gain loss. Again, return to Canvas to look for to retrieve the formula. It says gain loss equals current value minus initial cost. And we just determine the current value. So I'll go to gain loss and do current value minus initial cost. So gain loss equals current value minus initial cost. This is the initial cost is right here. Hit enter. Again, since it's a similar computation in the range I5 to I12, I'm just going to use my fill handle. Done. Next is percent gain loss. Again, we'll go to the question to look at the formula. Percent gain loss is gain loss divided by initial cost, okay? And we just calculated gain loss here. So we're going to do gain loss divided by the initial cost. So I'll go back to my spreadsheet. Percent gain loss equals gain loss divided by initial cost. Hit enter. Again, you want to look at so you want to look at the value within the spreadsheet, this sample, of course, to just to double check and make sure that you're on the right track. So right, it says 28.49%. However, if you look at what we just deduced or calculated, it's 0.28 if I were to increase the decimal point, sorry. Okay. So we need to convert this to percentage. The way to go about doing that is you simply select the number and click on the percent symbol within the number group. That changes that number to 28%. So, but if we look at the sample, it's what, 2 decimal points, 28.49. So we need to increase the number of decimal places. We'll go here, increase, 28.49. Again, just as with the current value and the gain loss, we're going to use the fill handle to determine the remaining entries. Any questions this far? Questions? Okay. Let's proceed. We have to determine the totals, average, highest, lowest. Let's look at the sample. We have the total values for the initial cost, for the current value, and the percent gain. Initial cost, current value, and the percent gain loss. So we'll go back to spreadsheet, current value. Hold on. So we have the totals for the initial cost, the current value, and the percent gain. So initial cost. So initial cost, this is it right here. To determine the total, we can do auto sum or use the sum function. Okay. Let's go with auto sum. Total, click on auto sum. You want to check the sample and make sure that you're on the right track. This is 622. Yeah, 622. And then we have current value and then percent gain loss. Current value. And then percent gain loss. Okay. Next, we have to determine the average, highest, lowest. Let's look at the sample. So we have average, lowest, highest from shares all the way to gain loss and even percent gain loss. So what I'm going to do is I'll determine these three and then use my fill handle and drag across. Okay. Average for number of shares. Again, since what do I do to determine the average? I want to determine the average number of shares. Yeah, it's a formula. So what do I start? What do I type here? Yeah, but what do I start with? Equal. And then you start typing the function. AV, that's average. Select the range of cells. Parenthesis closed. Enter. I'll do same for what function do I use to determine the highest number of shares? Max. Equal sign. Max. Parenthesis open. Range of cells, parenthesis closed. What function do I use to determine the lowest number of shares? Minimum. Equals mean. Range of cells D4 to D12, parenthesis closed. Enter. Since I'll be doing similar computations in this other area, in these other areas, no point typing those formulas over and over. I'm just going to use the fill handle. So I'll select this range of cells, D13 to D16. Fill handle, drag across. Okay. Now, if you look at the sample, when it comes to the percent gain, we do not have the average. It's just the max, the highest, and the lowest. So I'll go back here. Highest, lowest, and I'll do that for the, come on, get out of here. I'll do that for the percent gain loss. Any questions this far? Of course, this is center merge over the range A1, J1. Merge and center over the range A2, J2. Okay. And then let's look at the sample. All of this is accounting. So from initial cost, no, from initial price brochure all the way to gain loss, it's all formatted to accounting. So what I'm going to do is initial price brochure here, initial price brochure all the way to percent gain loss. All of that is formatted to accounting. Okay. Yeah. And then we'll have the dollar sign on the first row and then the total row. So I'm going to go back here. First row, dollar sign, total, dollar sign. Okay, let's go back to the sample. What do we have next? Okay, I need to do the total data. Okay. Total sales style here, total sales style here, and then this is just a field. So total sales style here and the first line here. So I'll go back to my total sales style. Where's sales styles? Right here. And then look for total. Same for this guy. Sales style, total. This is just, all you do here is a color fill. If you go back to the sample, see, all of this is light blue. So you do a color fill in this area. So go back here, select. I think the font size is about 14, if not 16. Let's make it 16. Let's make it bold. And then color fill. Where's my color fill? Where is it? Hello. Where's the color field? This is shade, this font color, this is, okay, yeah, it is a color field. So we're looking for, let's stick with that. Let's just stick with that, but it looks like, oh, no, it's not this. So let's go back. Close, yeah, something like that. Okay. Okay. Look at this. See, initial price per share is on 3 lines. Initial cost, 2 lines. Current price per share, 3 lines. So how do you go about doing that? Date acquired, 2 lines. But in our case, it's all on 1 line. The initial price per share is all on 1 line. Date acquired, 1 line. Percent gain loss, 1 line. How do you fix that? We use what is known as text wrap. Okay. So I click on that and do wrap text. So I said wrap. No, it's wrap text, not text wrap. Wrap text. Hello. Why is it not? Okay, I think I'm done. No. No, it's because it was too wide. Okay. Next is initial price per share. Initial price per share. We'll also do wrap text. We have 3 lines. Initial cost, current value. So I'm just going to select this to. Hold on. Initial cost, current price per share. Okay, initial cost, current price per share. Initial cost, current price per share. Also do wrap text. This guy looks like it's too wide. Okay. Let's see. The next is percent gain loss. So also do wrap text. And I think all of this is bold, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. What else do we have left? What's missing? So we got this, we got this. I think the last thing we need to do is what is known as conditional formatting. If you go back to the question, it says, apply conditional formatting to the column for percent gain loss such that any percent gain loss which is less than 0 will be highlighted with a pink color, okay? So this is the percent gain loss column. We want any number which is less than 0 to be formatted to the pink color. So we're going to put in a type of formatting with a condition that if any cell with the value which is less than 0, with the condition that the formatting should be applied to any cell with a value less than 0. So what we'll do is we'll select this range of cells for percent gain loss. Select this range of cells. And then on the Home tab within the Styles group, launch the conditional formatting feature. And then scroll down, click on New Rule. So once you click on New Rule, you have different options. You want to go with the rule which says format only cells that contain. So click on this. And it will say cell value. Select less than 0, less than, and then we'll put in our value 0. Okay. Next, we're going to determine the color we want to use for the formatting. So I'll click on Format. And then when in the area section for color, click the drop-down arrow and look for pink. Do we have any pink here? No, so we have to go to More Colors. And look for pink. So it's somewhere right there or here. Any of this should do, but let's go with this guy. That's pink enough, right? This right here, this is pink. Then hit OK. So once we hit OK, any cell which has a number less than 0 will be formatted to pink. So I hit OK. So right now, we're expecting that this 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 will become pink. So look at what happens once I hit OK here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, all these have been formatted to pink because, again, they are all less than 0. That is done based on conditional formatting. And that should be it for, of course, I went through the process of increasing the row, the cell margins. Now, the other thing which we had to do was page layout. If you want to adjust the margins of the page of the spreadsheet, you want to go to page layout and then click on margins and do custom margins. You have top, left, right, and bottom. That is if you want to print and you want it to fit a specific format, okay? So that's it about margins. Now, if you want to print, for the most part, you just go to File and Print. Now, if you just hit Print, it's going to print the entire spreadsheet. So what you want to do is select, if you want just this section, select the spreadsheet and then File, Print. There's option, and there's this says print active. There's an option to print just the selected area. Okay, so you have print selection. So right here, print selection, print entire workbook, print active sheets. Any questions? So when you're doing your assignment, don't come here and just change the font color to red. That's not how we did it. This change in color from black to pink came as a result of conditional formatting. You don't just come here, highlight this, and then go to font color and change this to pink. That's not how we did it. So when grading, what I'll do is I'll come here, I'll highlight it, and go to font color. If it changes to black, it means you didn't use conditional formatting. See, if I try to change this to black, it doesn't change because it was formatted, used conditional formatting. Any questions? You guys are sleepy? Okay. What time is it? 1:36. You all are owing me 14 minutes for letting you go now. Any questions? So that's assignment 4. It's due by 11:59 Sunday.